Okay, good morning, subscribers. It's Friday, March the 7th. Hope everyone's doing well. We basically have two very boring trading days behind us. Wednesday, of course, just came on the back of Tuesday's rally, which was expected to be very just quiet of a day, as I discussed on Wednesday morning. And of course, yesterday we had essentially a waiting game of the number that is being released this morning, which is the February jobs report, among other things. So that's what's going on. That's where we are. In terms of the indices, quickly, not a whole lot to talk about. There hasn't been a whole lot to talk about since Tuesday, since the breakout, which essentially so far all we're doing is consolidating the 2-day move. I just said in the S&P, Russell 2000. Same exact thing, so not a whole lot to talk about there, and that's really, guys, that's unfortunately how it works in these bull tapes. There's not a whole lot to do unless there are corrections. Same exact thing in the Russell, in the Nasdaq 100. Let's look at the transports quickly, and then we'll really just try to focus on the fins. But you see the transports IYT has again actually marginally surpassed its previous high in January 23rd. I think it's an all-time high, and the financials continued to have a good day yesterday. Also, finally giving us a second close in a row, actually above the January 15th highs. Goldman Sachs, I took profits in some of those stocks yesterday. You can see Goldman just a little bit too steep. I would like to buy Goldman again. I would like to see it consolidate a little bit, maybe build a little bit of a bull flag or something, some sort of consolidation area. Goldman has a very good track record in doing that kind of stuff, so I'm looking to take advantage of that. So let's just go through the trading activity yesterday. Goldman Sachs took profits in this trade, made, what did we make? 5.83%, so right in a sweet spot. CMG sold the rest of the position after selling half the other day, made 7.14% on this trade. Then also sold Wells Fargo, which, I talked about it being a slower mover than some of the other financials. Made 2.35%, very decent move for that kind of a stock, so that's okay. Decent profits, and that's pretty much it. So now we're talking about the watch list, and really the biggest things on my watch list is still potash. I love Mosaic, MOS, and even to some extent Monsanto. Mosaic is probably one of the strongest charts here. I will have a more in-depth analysis on this, and I would like to buy the stock. The problem is I already have potash, so it's kind of stupid to double dip on this. So maybe I'll find out some sort of strategy where I can do a little bit of both. Just sort of maybe I'll reduce the size in potash and add the equivalent amount of Mosaic, just so we have a bit of a mix in that. So that's one thing I'll potentially consider. Otherwise, still really I'm talking about the same stock. Yesterday just nothing really happened. iRobot came off its intraday's highs after being up something like 5.5%. Closed actually down on a day. That's not exactly bullish, but we do still have this fairly tight looking resistance area. I think the stock just couldn't do anything given the broader market's lagging or weakness, I should say. So that's pretty much that. Then we had a bit of a breakout or bullish action in TSL, which is Trina Solar. That's a solar stock. So this is like FSLR. First Solar, so some of these solars are looking very, very good. I actually bought some First Solar for some other accounts yesterday in full transparency, and we should probably buy it for our portfolio here for these purposes as well. So that might be, for me, that might be today's business. AMTD, which is Ameritrade, I talked about this earlier in the week, also seeing beautiful action here. Quite frankly, I should have bought this on Tuesday. So buying it up here now, so the jobs report is kind of stupid. So really, for my part, I'm looking today to potentially switch my potash position, reduce it a little bit, and move into half of it into Mosaic. And then I'm also looking to potentially do something or add in these portfolios something in the solar space. Like I said, FSLR looks good. Now I don't know how these stocks are going to react here, quite frankly, at the open, because there was a bond default in one of the Chinese names in the space. So if there's a huge drawdown for today, then of course that won't be anything to do. Let me quickly check if there's any massive destructive action in the pre-market. No, these stocks are actually holding up okay in pre-market. They're down a little bit, but nothing dramatically. Some literally like 50 cents or something. I which is like a percent, which for a solar name is basically nothing. So anyway, hope this makes sense. Any questions as always, please let me know. Have a good trading day and take care.